Tuesdays or Fridays. So the faith becomes more strong. Krishna says, I only do that. Now just see. If Krishna does like this, then who are we to tell them, don't do? You don't have to worship any demigod. Krishna wants to keep them aside because their consciousness, kamestisya rutagyana prapadyante annadevataha. Their intelligence is stolen. Krishna says, I don't want unintelligent people. They have so much of material desires. Huh? I fulfill that material desires. But through whom? Through a demigod. But that desire is also alpa. Alpa means it stays for some time only. Now let us see. सतया श्रद्धया युक्तस्तस्याराधनमीहते लभते च ततः कामान् मय्येव विहितान् हितान्. Krishna says, then what he does, because his faith has become very strong in a particular devata, aradhanam ihate, he aspires to worship tasya, that demigod, with complete faith, shraddhaya yuktaha. Then he obtains the benefits, yes. But actually, maya eva vihitani tan. Actually, I am only giving that. But he feels that it has been given by whom? That particular devata. Krishna very clearly says, maya eva vihitani tan. I make an arrangement in such a way, actually, I am giving. Then Krishna says, antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpati medasam devan devayacho yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Alpa medasam, those who are less intelligent, na, they worship. Antavattu phalam tesham tad tad bhavati alpa medasam. Those who are less intelligent, they worship demigod. But what happens? What fruit they get? They get the fruits which are limited and temporary. Antavattu phalam tesham. Those who worship demigods, they go to the planet of demigods. But those who worship me, they come to my planet. Krishna very clearly says. So the fruits are given by me, but they are very less intelligent people. And somebody can say, if the fruits are given by Krishna, it should be permanent. But it is not direct. It is not directly given by him. The arrangement is done in such a way that he makes the demigod empowered to give that. It is he who is empowering them. Simple. Okay. Gaurang, one verse you will read. Then Chandrapati Prabhu, can you read the 23rd verse? Both of you. Gaurang, read.
Sataya Shad. Okay. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas Tasya Radhanam Ihate Labhate Cha Tata Kaman Mayaiva Vihitan Hitan. Translation.
Mayeva vihitan hitan.
Mayaiva Vihitan Hitan. Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Purport. The demigods cannot award benedictions to their devotees without the permission of the Supreme Lord. The living entity may forget that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord, but the demigods do not forget. So the worship of demigods and achievement of desired results are due not to the demigods but to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by arrangement. The less intelligent living entity does not know this, and therefore he foolishly goes to the demigods for some benefit. But the pure devotee, when in need of something, prays only to the Supreme Lord. Asking for material benefit, however, is not a sign of a pure devotee. A living entity goes to the demigods usually because he is mad to fulfill his lust. This happens when something undue is desired by the living entity, and the Lord himself does not fulfill the desire. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that one who worships the Supreme Lord and at the same time desires material enjoyment is contradictory in his desires. Devotional service to the Supreme Lord and the worship of a demigod cannot be on the same platform, because worship of a demigod is material and devotional service to the Supreme Lord is completely spiritual. For the living entity who desires to return to Godhead, material desires are impediments. A pure devotee of the Lord is therefore not awarded the material benefits desired by less intelligent living entities, who therefore prefer to worship demigods of the material world rather than engage in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Read 23rd. Chandrapati Prabhu, read. You are able to read 23rd? Unmute your phone. Unmute.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 7.23 Antavantu phalam tesham tadbhavati alpamedasam devan deva yajo yanti madbhakta yanti mam api. Translation: Men of small intelligence worship the demigods and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Some commentators on the Bhagavad Gita say that one who worships a demigod can reach the Supreme Lord, but here it is clearly stated that worshippers of demigods go to the different planetary systems where various demigods are situated. Just as a worshipper of sun achieves the sun, or the worshipper of the demigod of the moon achieves the moon. Similarly, if anyone wants to worship a demigod like Indra, he can attain the particular god's planet. It is not everyone, regardless of whatever demigod is worshipped, will reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is denied here, for it is clearly stated that the worshippers of demigods go to different planets in the material world, but the devotee of the Supreme Lord goes directly to the Supreme Planet of the Personality of Godhead. Here the point may be raised that if the demigods are different parts of the body of the Supreme Lord, then the same end should be achieved by worshipping them. However, worshippers of the demigods are less intelligent because they don't know to what part of the body food must be supplied. Some of them are so foolish that they claim that there are parts and many ways to supply food. This isn't very sanguine. Can anyone supply food to the body through the ears or eyes? They do not know that these demigods are different parts of the universal body of the Supreme Lord, and in their ignorance they believe that each and every demigod is a separate god and a competitor of the Supreme Lord. Not only are the demigods parts of the Supreme Lord, but ordinary living entities are also. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the Brahmanas are the head of the Supreme Lord, the Kshatriyas are his arms, the Vaishyas are his waist, the Sudras are his legs, and all different functions, and also different functions. Regardless of the situation, if one knows that both demigods and he himself are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, his knowledge is perfect. But if he does not understand this, he achieves different planets where the demigods reside. This is not the same destination the devotee reaches. The result achieved by demigod benedictions are perishable because within this material world the planets The planets, the demigods, and their worshippers are all perishable. Therefore, it is clearly stated in this verse that all results achieved by worshipping demigods are perishable, and therefore such worship is performed by less intelligent living entity. Because the pure devotee engaged in Krishna consciousness in devotional service of the Supreme Lord achieves eternal blissful existence that is full of knowledge. His achievements and those of the common worshipper of the demigods are different. The Supreme Lord is unlimited. His favor is unlimited. His mercy is unlimited. Therefore, the mercy of the Supreme Lord upon His pure devotees is unlimited. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
The mercy of the Lord unto the pure devotee is unlimited. Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mama buddhayah param bhavamajananto mama veyavam veyam anuttamam mama veyam anuttamam. It is mama avyayam anuttamam. But when we read, we have to read together. So avyaktam vyaktim apannaha manyante mam abudhaya. So the less intelligent people, they do not know me. Krishna says, apanna. They do not know me perfectly. They think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before. Avyaktam, impersonal before. Now I have got some body. So they think that the body is made up of Maya. They think that before Lord has no form, it's only Brahman. So because of their less intelligence, Krishna says, they do not know me. They do not know my higher nature. Avyayam. I am imperishable. I am anuttamam. So anuttamam. So in this way, I am the uttama. And anuttamam, why? I am the supreme who is recognized by every acharya. That's why anu shabda comes. Anuttamam. They cannot understand me. Why they cannot understand? Because they are less intelligent. They feel that I was unmanifested before. Now I have assumed some form. So in the Prabhupada writes, Athapi te deva padam bhujatva prasad leshanugrahita eva hi janati tattvam bhagavan mayinno achanya ekopi chiram vichinvan. So whoever has taken shelter of Krishna, Athapi te deva padam bhujatva prasad leshanugrahita eva. He gets the mercy, prasad. Prasad means he gets the mercy. Which type of mercy? Lesha. Even if a small mercy comes, just in a small way, Krishna's anukampa is there. Still, Krishna's mercy is there. Then, janati tattvam. The tattva is not so easy to understand. But lesha kripa of Krishna makes a person understand Krishna's anugraha. Janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno. Nachanya ekopi chiran vichinvan. It's not so easy to understand Krishna by any other means. To understand Lord, just take his shelter and attain his even little favor. That small favor is enough to make a person understand his glory is tattvam. Oh, Yamanacharya, a great devotee of the Lord, the disciplic successor of Ramanujacharya, has written a very appropriate verse. Today is Ramanujacharya's disappearance day. And see, we are reading about Yamanacharya, who is the spiritual preceptor of Ramanujacharya. Stotra Ratna part 12. We did the whole Stotra Ratna, right? The morning time, we did the whole Stotra Ratna. 12th verse of Stotra Ratna. Tvam Sheela Rupa Charita Parama Prakrushtaihi Sattveena Sattvikataya Balabhai Prabalaishcha Shastraihi Prakhyatadaiva Paramartha Vidam Mataishcha Naivasura Prakrutaya Prabhavanti Bodhum. Today, when we were discussing about the last teachings of Sripad Ramanacharya, Ramanacharya tells to his disciples, see, do the service. I'm going to leave the body. They all cry. Oh, what we will be doing if you leave us? We'll be just orphans. Our will be like a living corpse, living dead body. Said, see, whether I'm alive or not, you should serve Ranganatha very nicely. If you do not serve Ranganatha nicely, then I will not consider that you have given Maryada to Periyanambi, who is a direct disciple of Yamanacharya. You have not given Maryada to Yamanacharya. So I will have no connection with you. So here, Ramanacharya, though he has not met his spiritual master directly, but because of his 3 promises which he gave before Yamanacharya's body, which is not alive, the 3 promises, I am going to spread Sri Vaishnavism, I am going to write Sri Bhashya, I am going to name my 2 disciples as Parashar and Vyasa. When one vows were taken before the body of Yamanacharya, Yamanacharya's 3 fingers was clasped. One finger started opening. And that is how everybody could understand that he is the one who is going to be the successor at Sri Rangam. So in this way, Yamanacharya's pastime was so wonderful. Hours and hours you can speak on Acharyas. So Stotra Ratna says, oh my dear Lord, Yamanacharya says, devotees like Vyasadeva and Narada know you to be the personality of God. They know you. By understanding different Vedic literatures, one can come to know your characteristics, your form, your activities. And one can understand that you are the Supreme Personality of God. But those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance, those who are in passion and ignorance, the demons, the non-devotees, cannot understand you. They are unable to comprehend you. However expert such devotees, such non-devotees may be in discussing Vedanta and the Upanishads and other Vedic literatures is impossible. It's not possible for them to understand the personality of God. Just being a Veda party, just trying to acquire some knowledge here and there, it is not going to make that person a devotee. Devotee means one who knows no one except Lord. Today again the teachings of Tirukoshti Nambi giving the teachings to Ramanacharya. Actually, Ramanacharya is the Acharya for all the Acharyas. 5,000 years before only. Nammalvar gives the details of Ramanacharya and says he is the Bhavishyat Acharya. So when he goes to take a Shtakshara mantra from Tirukoshti Nambi, 17 times the instructions were given by Tirukoshti Nambi. You come only when you have given up all the material desires. You come when your materialistic ego has gone. Now see where Ramacharya has, but these all instructions are for us. And there in one place it says, you come after you consider that there is only one God. Your faith in God is completely unparalleled. So in this way, if you are there, then I'll give you initiation. So the initiation is not demanded. You cannot demand initiation. One has to be deserving initiation. And for deserving the initiation, what type of qualities should be there? So through giving the instruction to Ramanacharya, Goshti Purna, Trikoshti Nambi, he teaches us. So in the beautiful, I'm so happy to see today's verse, Ramanacharya is there, Ramanacharya. The Prabhupada quotes multiple times from Stotra Ratna. There's a book, Stotra Ratna. And I was so fortunate I to get this book and also Ramanacharya's Stotra Ratna. I was fortunate to complete the whole 65 verses of Yamunacharya. In the last two verses, Yamunacharya says, "O Lord, please give me mercy. See, I am the most fallen person. Please give me mercy." The Lord says, "Why should I? If you are fallen, why should I give you mercy? Hmm? If you are not qualified, then why should I give? And again, I am independent whether I should give or not. Why are you commanding?" And he says, "I'm commanding, not commanding, but I can demand because your father, mother, you only say, na, I'm aham mata, aham pita." He says, "I can say anything. Again, you cannot command." The last, he says, "Okay, I'm going to put Brahmastra on you, Lord, by which you can never reject me. Reject giving me mercy." He says, "What is it, Brahmastra?" He said, "I'll take shelter of holy people, saintly people." So automatically, when you have to show mercy on the saints. So then if I catch their lotus feet, by default I'm going to get your mercy. So the importance of Guru Shishya Parampara has been focused very nicely. Stotra Ratna, maybe when I restart the class, maybe after 1 or 2 years, don't miss. And now I'm going to, from tomorrow it is Kulashekar Alvars Mukundamala. If you're unable to attend at the time, 8:30 in the morning, in the daytime, listen to the prayers. It is Monday to Friday, every day, 8:30. We have started now with Krishna Alvar's Mukulmala verses. Okay. So who will read? Sonal, read this verse.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम. अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिम् आपन्नं मन्यन्ते माम् अबुद्धयः परं भावम् अजानन्तो ममाव्ययम् अनुत्तमम्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Chanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Purport. Those who are worshippers of demigods have been described as less intelligent persons, and here the impersonalists are similarly described. Lord Krishna, in his personal form, is here speaking before Arjuna, and still, due to ignorance, impersonalists argue that the Supreme Lord ultimately has no form. Yamunacharya, a great devotee of the Lord in the disciplic succession of Ramanujacharya, has written a very appropriate verse in this connection. He says, त्वां शीलरूपचरितैः परं प्रकृष्टैः सत्त्वेन सात्विकतया प्रबलैश्च शास्त्रैः प्रख्यातदैव परमार्थविदां मतैश्च नैवासुरप्रकृतयः प्रभवन्ति बोद्धुम्. My dear Lord, devotees like Vyasadeva and Narad know you to be the personality of Godhead. By understanding different Vedic literatures, one can come to know your characteristics, your form, and your activities, and one can thus understand that you are the supreme personality of Godhead. But those who are in the moods of passion and ignorance, the demons, the non devotees, cannot understand you. They are unable to understand you. However, expert such non devotees may be in discussing Vedanta and the Upanishads and other Vedic literatures. It is not possible for them to understand the personality of Godhead. Stotra Ratna number 12. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the personality of Godhead cannot be understood simply by study of the Vedanta literature. Only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord can the personality of the Supreme be known. Therefore, in this verse, it is clearly stated that not only are the worshippers of the demigods less intelligent, but those non devotees who are engaged in Vedanta and speculation on Vedic literature without any tinge of true Krishna consciousness are also less intelligent. And for them, it is not possible to understand God's personal nature. Persons who are under the impression that the absolute truth is impersonal are described as abuddhayaha. which means those who do not know the ultimate feature of the absolute truth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that supreme realization begins from the impersonal Brahman and then rises to the localized supersoul. But the ultimate word in the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead. Modern impersonalists are still less intelligent, for they do not even follow their great predecessor Shankaracharya, who has specifically stated that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Impersonalists, therefore, not knowing the supreme truth, think Krishna to be only the son of Devaki and Vasudev, or a prince, or a powerful living entity. This is also condemned in the Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti ma mudha manushim tanum ashritam. Only the fools regard me as an ordinary person. The fact is that no one can understand Krishna without rendering devotional service and without developing Krishna consciousness. The Bhagavatam 10.14.29 confirms this. अथापि ते देवपदाम्बुजद्वय प्रसादलेशानुगृहीत एव हि जानाति तत्त्वं भगवन्महिम्नो न चान्य एकोऽपि चिरं विचिन्वन्. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the supreme personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. One cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna or his form, quality, or name simply by mental speculation or by discussing Vedic literature. One must understand him by devotional service. When one is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, beginning by chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, then only can one understand the supreme personality of Godhead. Non devotee impersonalists think that Krishna has a body made of this material nature and that all his activities, his form, and everything are Maya. These impersonalists are known as Mayavadis. They do not know the ultimate truth. The 20th verse clearly states, Kamaistaistairita jnanaha prapadyante devataha. Those who are blinded by lusty desires surrender unto the different demigods. It is accepted that besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are demigods who have their different planets, and the Lord also has a planet. As stated in the 23rd verse, Devan Deva Yajo Yanti Madbhakta Yanti Mamapi. The worshippers of the demigods go to the different planets of the demigods, and those who are devotees of Lord Krishna go to the Krishna Loka planet. Although this is clearly stated, the foolish impersonalists still maintain that the Lord is formless and that these forms are impositions. From the study of the Gita, does it appear that the demigods and their abodes are impersonal? Clearly, neither the demigods nor Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are impersonal. They are all persons. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he has his own planet, and the demigods have theirs. Therefore, the monastic contention that ultimate truth is formless and that form is imposed does not hold true. It is clearly stated here that it is not imposed. From the Bhagavad Gita, we can clearly understand that the forms of the demigods and the form of the Supreme Lord are simultaneously existing, and that Lord Krishna is Sachidananda, eternal blissful knowledge. The Vedic literature confirms that the supreme absolute truth is knowledge and blissful pleasure. Vijnanamanandam Brahma Brahad Aranyaka Upanishad 3.9.28, and that he is the reservoir of unlimited auspicious qualities. Ananta Kalyana Gunatmakosav, Vishnu Puran 6.5.84. And in the Gita, the Lord says that although he is Aja, unborn, he still appears. These are the facts that we should understand from the Bhagavad Gita. We cannot understand how the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be impersonal. The imposition theory of the impersonalist monist is false as far as the statements of the Gita are concerned. It is clear herein that the Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Krishna, has both form and personality. Thank you, Hari Krishna.
It's elaborate purport Prabhupada writes, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. Krishna does not reveal his truth to everyone. His Yogamaya Shakti covers his truth from his pure devotees. That is how he enjoys with the Nitya Parshadas. And his Mahamaya Shakti covers his truth from the conditioned soul. So the sweetness of Krishna can be understood by the Nitya Parshadas. Conditioned soul cannot understand anything, neither the opulence nor the sweetness. 25th verse speaks, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritah मूढ़ोऽयं नाभिजानाति loko mam ajamavyayam. I do not reveal my truth. Naham prakasha sarvasya. To whom? Yogamaya samavritah. Moodhoyam. These moodhas can never understand me. Nabhijanati. By my internal potency, that internal potency can function as a Mahamaya. The external potency is nothing but the shadow of the internal potency. So Mahamaya covers the consciousness of Mudas, foolish people. But they don't have time. Na? They are less intelligent. They are only interested in immediate results. Immediate results. They don't have patience. First of all, we should not ask anything to Lord. Why should we ask? If we are asking, that means we want to show that we are more intelligent than you. Prabhupada says, why do a bad bargain? If you want to give something more, why we are restricting to something less? Better don't ask anything. Just do our services, that is enough. So here it is said, Mudhoyam nabhijanati. They cannot understand. Lokomam ajamabhyayam. They cannot know that I am unborn. I am infallible. So in this way, how this Yogamaya covers the consciousness. So here it is said, Hiranmayana patrena satyasya pitam mukham sattam pushna pavano satya dharma idrishti. So this covering has been described in Ishan Upanishad, where it is said, Oh Lord, you are the maintainer, everything. But you are covered by this Yogamaya. So I am not able to see your beauty. Can you please remove this curtain? I want to see your lotus face. But this curtain of your Yogamaya is not allowing me to see you. Brahma Jyoti is nothing but the effulgence coming out from the Lord, from the body of the Lord. So in the Brahmal effulgence, a person cannot understand the form of Lord. That is why they think that Lord is formless. This Brahman effulgence, which is coming from the body of Lord, in which the whole universes are situated. So the Brahman effulgence does not allow a person to see the beauty of Lord. So one who is intelligent, he prays, O Hiranmayana Patrena Satyasyaha Pita Mukham. Your mukha is so beautiful. Tattam Pushna Pavano Satya Dharma Drishta. I am not able to see the please remove. In this way, the prayers are done. Okay, we are read.
Hare Krishna. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrita mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Purport. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, then how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kurus, when Shishupala spoke against Krishna's being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the supreme god. Similarly, the Pandavas and a few others knew that he was the supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non devotees and the common man. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that, but for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pressure, but to others, to unintelligent non devotees, he was covered by his internal potency. In prayer of Kunti in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.19, it is said that the Lord is covered by the curtain of Yogamaya and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This Yogamaya curtain is also confirmed in Ishopanishad Mantra 15, in which the devotee prays Hiranyamayena Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tattvam Bhushan Apavarna Satyadharmaya Drishthaye. O my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yogmaya. The Brahmajyoti is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Satchidananda Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is His transcendental form of bliss and knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in His transcendental form of bliss and knowledge is covered by the internal potency of Brahma Jyoti, and the less intelligent impersonalists cannot see the Supreme on this account. Also, in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.7, there is this prayer by Brahma: O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. Learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world or even the planets, but still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency. Although you are present before them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is not only unborn but also avyaya, inexhaustible. His eternal form is bliss and knowledge, and his energies are all inexhaustible. Hare Krishna.
So Lord's energy is अव्ययम्, inexhaustible. वेदाहं समतीतानि वर्तमानानि चार्जुन भविष्याणि च भूतानि मां तु वेद न कश्चन. Krishna says, I know everything. In the fourth chapter also, Arjuna asked, how is it that you are born afterwards, but you have given this knowledge to sun god? At the time also, Lord tells in the fourth chapter, I know everything, you forgot. What I can do. There is a difference between the soul and God. Bahuni me vatitani janmani tava cha Arjuna. So I know everything. You have forgotten, Arjuna. You and me have passed many, many janmas. Bahuni me vatitani janmani tava cha Arjuna. So in this way, you and I have undergone many, many janmas. But what happened? Tanyaham Veda Sarvani. I know everything. Tanyaham Sarva Veda Sarvani. Tattam Vedha Parantapa. But you have forgotten. Here also Krishna says, Vedaham Samatitani. I know the complete knowledge. Vartamanani Charjana. I know Samatitani, what happened in the past, what is happening in the present. O Arjuna, Bhavishyani. I know what is going to happen in the future. About all the living entities, I know everything. There is a science also. Those who study that also, to some extent, they're also knowledgeable. It's known as Nadi Shastra. The rishis, they have written. At what time you are going to come there and ask also, that is also written. It is not that you can go anytime and ask. If that time is destined for you to go and inquire, even that time is also written in that Nadi Shastra. So for that also, intelligence is required. But Krishna says, I know everything. Every living entity is past, present, and future, I know. Mam tu vedana kaschana. But me, no one knows. I know about everyone, but nobody can know me. It's not so easy to know Krishna. Okay, Gaurang, read. Yes, Sonal, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu veda na kaschana. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows. Purport. Here, the question of personality and impersonality is clearly stated. If Krishna, the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead, were Maya, material, as the impersonalists consider him to be, then, like the living entity, he would change his body and forget everything about his past life. Anyone with a material body cannot remember his past life, nor can he foretell his future life, nor can he predict the outcome of his present life. Therefore, he cannot know what is happening in past, present, and future. Unless one is liberated from material contamination, he cannot know past, present, and future. Unlike the ordinary human being, Lord Krishna clearly says that he completely knows what happened in the past, what is happening in the present, and what will happen in the future. In the fourth chapter, we have seen that Lord Krishna remembers instructing Vivaswan, the sun god, millions of years ago. Krishna knows every living entity because he is situated in every living being's heart as the super soul. But despite his presence in every living entity as super soul and his presence as the supreme personality of Godhead, the less intelligent, even if able to realize the impersonal Brahman, cannot realize Sri Krishna as the supreme person. Certainly, the transcendental body of Sri Krishna is not perishable. He is just like the sun, and Maya is like a cloud. In the material world, we can see that there is the sun and that there are clouds and different stars and planets. The clouds may cover all these in the sky temporarily, but this covering is only apparent to our limited vision. The sun, moon, and stars are not actually covered. Similarly, Maya cannot cover the Supreme Lord. By his internal potency, he is not manifest to the less intelligent class of men. As it is stated in the third verse of this chapter, out of millions and millions of men, some try to become perfect in this human form of life, and out of thousands and thousands of such perfected men, hardly one can understand what Lord Krishna is. Even if one is perfected by realization of impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma, he cannot possibly understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna without being in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank
When we were studying third chapter, who is Karta? That they say na prakriti kriyamanani guni karmani satcha ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakriti ashtada. Actually, I'm the Karta. Mm, I'm the one who's doing all the activities. I'm the Karta. So who is the doer? So here in the third chapter, 27th verse, the body is considered to be the doer. But at the same time, now here soul says, I am the doer. So this is a verse which proves soul is a doer. 7.27. Then comes 13.23. Upadrashta. The Lord says, I am the doer. So here let us see now. इच्छाद्वेष समुत्थेन द्वन्द्वमोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहं सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप. So, how, in what way the soul becomes a doer? Ichha, desires. Dvesha, it desires, the soul desires. The soul hates also some. So, at the level of desire, at the level of hatred, samuthena, dvando mohena bharata. In this way, the soul is completely illusioned. Because of this dvandva. Sarva bhutani sammoham. So, in this way, the living entities are completely in delusion. And that is how sargeyanti parantapa. That is how the soul takes a body which is in delusion. One is illusion, one is delusion. Illusion is the basic step. Okay, illusion can be removed. Delusion, the deepest illusion, which is very difficult to be removed because it's at the level of intelligence. Where the soul considers itself as the body, Parupi, Manute, Anartham, the soul thinks that I am the body. So, because of so many dualities, that is desire, hatred, the soul is born in delusion. The soul never takes birth, born in delusion. That means it is completely bewildered. It's a body and thinks that he is a doer. Okay. Gaurang, can you read?
Yes, Mataji.
Read.
Radvesha samuttena dvandvamohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sargayanti parantapa. Translation: O sign of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. Purport: the real constitutional position of the living entity is that of subordination to the Supreme Lord, who is pure knowledge. When one is deluded into separation from this pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by the illusory energy and cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The illusory energy is manifested in the duality of desire and hate. Due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotees who are not deluded or contaminated by desire and hate can understand that Lord Sri Krishna appears by his internal potencies. But those who are deluded by duality and nescience think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material energies. This is their misfortune. Such deluded persons symptomatically dwell in dualities of dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, woman and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain, etc., thinking, this is my wife, this is my house, I'm the master of this house, I'm the husband of this wife. These are the dualities of delusion. Those who are so deluded by dualities are completely foolish and therefore cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Those who are in dualities, they cannot understand Lord. So, for that, Krishna says, come out of even the so called pious activities. Trying to do some pious activities, trying to go to upper planetary system. Anyhow, sins are going to lead a person to lower planetary systems. But even the pious activity is also a very dangerous thing. As Krishna says, Tesham dvantagatam papam, papam jananam punyakarmanam, he dvandamoha nirmukta, bhajante mamdulavataha, he dvandamoha nirmukta. Come out of this dvandva, good, bad, man, apman, sukha, dukha. Don't try to become good in the society. You say then what to become then? Bad, divine. Be divine to everyone. You need not be good to everyone. Even that good has so many expectations. Bad, nobody will say you become worst. But if you are good, they will tell that you should become more good. Like you get good marks, you got 90%, your father says, no, you should get 95%. If you have got 35%, no father says, Oh, beta, please get 30%. You know. So better is be divine. Come out of these dualities also. Yesham santagadam papam. In this way, just give anta to this. This is papa. Which papa? In that papa, the so-called punya also comes. Jananam punya karmana. Completely get freed and be engaged in my activities. This punya karmana. Which punya karmana? Be engaged in my activities. That is more important. Come out of this papa, punya, and all these things. Come out of all these things. Those who have done some pious activities in the previous life and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the duality of delusion. So, which pious activity has been mentioned in the previous life? Knowingly, done something in relation to Krishna. You took a chappal and threw it. Hey, who is keeping in front of my house? It happened to be the chappal of a devotee. Even then also he gets a sukruti. That is the power of devotional service. Tadiya vastu. You're coming in contact with the things related to the devotee. Knowingly, unknowingly, you picked up the stone and put it aside. And there a great sadhu was to walk. So now, even then, like Rath Yatras happen, you have prasadam distribution in the streets. Somebody gave it to someone. Ah, Hare Krishna. Thus he did not take it with respect. He just disrespected and gave it to someone. Still, once I was doing the book distribution in the station, two boys came. One boy was about to see the book. His friends slapped his hand. Agyata Sukruti. Right. He slapped his hand and told, hey, hat mat lagao. Don't touch. If you touch, your life will be changed. I was just thinking, wow, what a confidence. That much confidence even devotees don't have. So I told, I really appreciate. Yes, Bhagavad Gita will change the life of a person. This is Agyata Sukruti. So Yesham Tvantagatam Papam. Come out of all the sins. Who can come out? Who has done something in the past, Punya Karmana. Then only Te Dvandva Moha Nirmuktan. So in this way he becomes completely freed from all the dualities. These dualities are also very dangerous. To always maintain goodness in the society is not so easy. See, sadhus, they speak truth, isn't it? Whether somebody likes or not, they speak truth. Like if somebody is to come to my Shiksha Guru and ask, can you see my hand? He used to say, yes, death is written in your hand. That's truth only, na? Oh, a materialistic person can never speak like this. Oh, it will hurt someone. He'll try to be goody. You should not hurt anyone. I still remember some few months before, a devotee gave birth to a child, and the child was like there's a lump in the mouth and all those things. Sonal knows it. And we saw the horoscope. Very clearly, my Shiksha Guru told, his child is not going to stay. But still, no, we should try your best. He said, even if it stays, it has to suffer. And it suffered till the end. It went, but suffered. Who can speak the truth? Only who is Sruda. What happened in that pursuit? Their 7 to 8 lakhs also went. The child got so much of pains. A small baby put such an anesthesia where they were cutting that lump. The air pipe goes from the neck. The food pipe goes from the stomach. A small baby, 3-month baby. It would have been better if it was left as it is. Okay, for some time, till the time it can breathe, it will try to breathe. No, after giving so much of pain, and money also went, everything went. So when a sadhu says something, just you should hear it. That is more important. We can try to be very good. This goodness is not going to work anywhere. So very clearly Krishna says, come out of all trying to be good also. He was asking a lot of funds from all the devotees. I strictly told no. Because I know all the money is going to go in vain. But there was the horoscope which was showing, and I advised him also. So here it is said, Te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dulabataha. So just be engaged in the service with determination. That is more important. All other things will automatically be placed in a perfect way. Just leave it to Lord. He knows how to place things in a proper way. If you have given your life to Lord, He knows how to manage your life. Okay. Read. Chandrapati Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 28. Yesham त्वन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता भजन्ते मां दृढव्रता. Translation. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and those whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Purport. Those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously, and who have conquered sinful reactions, can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then gradually they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the process of being situated on the spiritual platform. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness, in the association of pure devotees, for in the association of great devotees one can be delivered from delusion. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2 that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees. Mad sevam dvaram ahur vimukte. But one who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of existence. Tamodvaram yositam sangi sangam. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from their delusions. The impersonalists do not know that forgetting their constitutional position as subordinate of the Supreme Lord is the greatest violation of God's law. Unless one is reinstated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
तदामरणमोक्षाय मामाश्रित शित्यैतन्ति ये वेदं तद्विदुः कृत्स्नमध्यात्मं कर्म चाखिलम्. So Jara, Marana, Moksha. A person has to get liberated from this old age, death, and all these things. Then he has to take shelter. Ashrityaha Mam. He has to take my shelter, Krishna says. He should endeavor for that. Ye te brahma Tat Viduhu. So they are actually Brahman because they are trying to know me. They are Brahman. They know Brahman is the energy of Lord. Adhyatmam karma chakrilam. So in this way, they are Brahman and very easy for them, Viduhu Krishnam, very easy for them to know Krishna. They know everything about his transcendental activities. For a devotee to know Krishna is not so easy, so difficult, very difficult. Durlabham, but becomes sulabham. Advaitamachyutapanadimanantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayauvanam cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakta Durlabham. Becomes sulabham. What is difficult to be attained through the Vedas becomes very easy for the devotees to attain. And in this way, they have completely taken my shelter. That is why they are free from all these old age disease and all. Okay, they are ill.
Hare Krishna. जरामरणमोक्षाय माम् आश्रित्य यतन्ति ते ब्रह्म तद्विदुः adhyatmam karma chakilam. Intelligent persons who are enduring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Purport: birth, death, old age, and diseases affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. There is no birth, death, old age, and disease for the spiritual body. So, one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associates of Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service, is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. This Brahman conception of life is also in devotional service, as described in this verse. The pure devotee are transcendently situated on the Brahman platform, and they know everything about the transcendental activity. Four kinds of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord achieve their respective goals, and by the grace of Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. But those who are worshippers of demigods never reach the Supreme Lord in his supreme planet. Even the less intelligent Brahman realized person cannot reach the supreme planet of Krishna known as Goloka Vrindavana. Only persons who perform activities in Krishna consciousness, Mam Ashritya, are actually entitled to be Brahman because they are actually endeavoring to reach the Krishna planet. Such persons have no misgivings about Krishna and thus they are factually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worshipping the form or archa of the Lord, or who are engaged in meditation of the Lord simply for liberation from material bondage, also know by the grace of the Lord the purport of Brahman, Adi Bhuta, etc., as explained by the Lord in the next chapter. Hare Krishna.
The question now the see. The last verse of 7th chapter is the beginning of 8th chapter. साधिभूतादिदैवं मां साधियज्ञं च ते ये विदुः प्रयाणकालेऽपि च मां ते विदुर्युक्तचेतसः. I want to know this governing principle, material manifestations governing principle. Here Krishna says, there is full consciousness of me who know me, the Supreme Lord, who is the governing principle of this material manifestation. Also, you should know about my demigods also. And also Krishna says you should know about Adi Yajna. What is the meaning of Adi Yajna? The Lord of the sacrifice. And in this way, when you know this thing, Sadhi Bhuta, that is Adibhuta, Adidaiva, Adiyagya. And also you should know Prayana Kalepi cha Mam Te Vidhu Yuktah Chetasa. So in this way you should also know that even at the time of death, Prayana Kalepi, at the time also you should know me. That means mind should be engaged in me. That means all the times you should know me. I am the one from whom the governing principles of the material manifestation emanates. I am the one who is governing all the Devi Devatas, Aham Adi Devanam. I am the source of all the Devatas. Then Adi Yajna, I am the one who is governing all the Yajnas. The name Yajna Purusha refers to Krishna only. The flames of the Yajna compared to the lotus mouth of Krishna. That is how Lord takes everything in the Yajna. In other times you can at least keep and take the prasad back. But in the Yajna you put directly given in the mouth of Krishna. So here 14 have been spoken. Adi Bhuta, Adi Yajna, Adi Daiva. And at the time of quitting the body, one should remember. Okay, last verse. Sonal, will you end the verse?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Text number 30. साधिभूतादिदैवं मां साधियज्ञं च ये विदुः प्रयाणकालेऽपि च मां ते विदुर्युक्तचेतसः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. Purport. Persons acting in Krishna consciousness are never deviated from the path of entirely understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the transcendental association of Krishna consciousness, one can understand how the Supreme Lord is the governing principle of the material manifestation and even of the demigods. Gradually, by such transcendental association, one becomes convinced of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and at the time of death, such a Krishna conscious person can never forget Krishna. Naturally, he is thus promoted to the planet of the Supreme Lord Golok Vrindavan. This seventh chapter particularly explains how one can become a fully Krishna conscious person. The beginning of Krishna consciousness is association of persons who are Krishna conscious. Such association is spiritual and puts one directly in touch with the Supreme Lord. And by his grace, one can understand Krishna to be the supreme personality of Godhead. At the same time, one can really understand the constitutional position of the living entity and how the living entity forgets Krishna and becomes entangled in material activities. By gradual development of Krishna consciousness in good association, the living entity can understand that due to forgetfulness of Krishna, he has become conditioned by the laws of material nature. He can also understand that this human form of life is an opportunity to regain Krishna consciousness and that it should be fully utilized to attain the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. Many subjects have been discussed in this chapter: the man in distress, the inquisitive man, the man in want of material necessities, knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of Paramatma, liberation from birth, death, and diseases, and worship of the Supreme Lord. However, he who is actually elevated in Krishna consciousness does not care for the different processes. He simply directly engages himself in activities of Krishna consciousness and thereby factually attains his constitutional position as an eternal servitor of Lord Krishna. In such a situation, he takes pleasure in hearing and glorifying the Supreme Lord in pure devotional service. He is convinced that by his doing so, all his objectives will be fulfilled. This determined faith is called Dhrida Vrata, and it is the beginning of Bhakti Yoga or transcendental loving service. That is the verdict of all the scriptures. This seventh chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is the substance of that conviction. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport to the seventh chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of knowledge of the Absolute. Thank you, Hari Krishna.
So let's stop here. We'll start 8th chapter next week. Okay. Akshara Brahma Yoga. It starts with 6 important questions. What is Brahman? What is self? What are fruity activities? What is Bhakti manifestation? What are punya thoughts? And then further the question goes, who is the Lord of sacrifice? How does he live in the body? And at the time of death, how to attain him? And the answer for all these questions is the Akshara Brahma Yoga. Okay? Manchakalptarubhyashakpa sindhubhyaja patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Vaishnavinti ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Able to close.